To create a menu at the top that will act as links for the navigation on this page to jump to sections, we need to give these sections IDs so that we can create those menu links. We're only going to create 3. One will be the services, which is this section here. To give it an ID, we go to the block, settings, styling, advanced, and then block name. I'll call this services. Keep it one small name like this. Don't try and make too many names, and all small letters. Click outside. Then we do the next one, which is about us. This section, we do the same. Block settings, settings, styling, advanced, and the block name, I will just call it about. Like I tell you, if you don't have a complicated website, use just one word. And the last one is the contact us, which is this one. We have already given it a name when we set up the block anchor. So under advanced, you're going to see block name says contact. Save, Control S, Command S, or click update in the bottom right corner. We've given the sections for which we want to create menu links, names. Next up is creating the menu in WordPress. I'll exit here in the bottom, go to more, go to dashboard, and this will take us back to pages within WordPress. And in the meantime, I will close these 2 tabs. And here we are back at the page, which we started in very, very long ago. For the menu, we go into WordPress admin area. I'll click here on my logo in the top, hover down to appearance and select menus. At this moment, there's no menu. We haven't designed or created a menu. You need to create one first. And that's here next to the menu name. I'll call this one my main menu. There's only one menu. You could have just given it a name like menu. And I will say create the menu, and it's going to be created. And now we can bring in those custom links. Add new menu items, custom links, URL, add a hash. Every time you reference a section ID on a page, you use that hash. And the first one is services. The link text is the label. The title, you will give it on your page. I call it services with a capital S. Click to add menu. Next one, we add another custom link. First, the hashtag, and this one is about. My link text is about us. In the link text, you can type any text. This is like how people will see it. And the last one is a hashtag to take us to the contact us section, but we gave it an ID, a name that's only contact. And in the link text, we will call it contact us and add to menu. Remember, if you add something and these guys are not in the order you want it to be, you can hover over them until you see those 4 arrows, and you can drag the menu items in the order you want them to be. If you want to remove any of these, go to the drop-down arrow on the right, and you can select remove. If you also want to come in and change the label at any time, do the same. Come down to the drop-down and put it there. Also have control here to move it down, like service. If you want to move it down, it will drop down, up 1, right? But it's much easier actually just to drag it. So services, about us, contact us, that's all good. The last thing we do before we save this menu is to allocate the locations where it will display. Blocksy, the theme, has a number of areas that you can display a menu. There is the header menu, the one at the top. And you can have 2 menus there. So you can design menu 1, which is this one. And then you can design a second menu, totally different, which you can add to the menu 2. Then you also need to tell Blocksy what should be in your footer menu. Do you want the same ones or do you want a different one? And on your mobile menu, what do you want there? Check them here. I want it in the header menu. I want it in my footer menu. And I want it in my mobile menu. Just remember this one. Sometimes you forget and the theme will assign it automatically. But if there's more than one menu, the theme will get a little bit jiggy. And then you need to make sure that you have told the theme, hey, these are the places you have to use my main menu. And now that you've done that, you can say save menu. And it has been saved. Let's go view it on the front end. I will Control Command click here on my site. It will open a new tab in my browser. And look here at the top. Our menu appears there. And if I scroll to the bottom, Nothing here. I haven't set it up yet, so nothing in the footer menu. If I click on services, it takes me to services. This is a very quick jump, which is something that happens when you work within the header in Blocksy. There's no smooth scrolling. If I click here on Contact Us today, you will see it's a nice little roll screen and a little bit of animation. Some people don't mind this hard jump, but often it feels like, whoa, how did I get here? Am I still on the same page? And to do that, to overcome this and bring in a little bit of smooth scrolling, you can bring in a plugin within WordPress. We go back into WordPress because it's still open here. Plugins add functionality to WordPress. And there are thousands of plugins. Click on the plugins. And currently we have 2 plugins installed. At the very beginning, we installed the Blocksy theme. But the Blocksy theme at itself is really good. But to have certain functionality like the transparent header, you need to also bring in the companion. It gives you options for more. Then we brought in Brizy. Now, Brizy is a third-party add-on for WordPress. And every time you bring an add-on in, it is a plugin. It's an app that you bring in. It enhances the functionality. Now, in this case, we have discovered that when I click on these links, I have these quick jumps. And this is a function within WordPress. I want this to be a little bit smoother. So I go into the WordPress repository, click here on Add New, search for something in the search plugins bar for smooth scroll. Let's just type in smooth scroll. And it will search through all the plugins and come up with a list of recommendations which may work for you. You have mouse wheel smooth scroll, smooth scrolling experience with mouse wheel, touchpad or keypad. Subma smooth scroll, very simple and lightweight smooth scroll plugin, never used it. And you check here the star ratings as well as how many installations. What I usually think is very important is when it was last updated. Some plugins you will find are years old, and that usually raises a little bit of a red flag. Do they incorporate the latest standards and code development within WordPress? I wouldn't go for things that are over a year old. Here's a smooth scroll back to top. We're not going to use this one because actually there's something like that in Blocksy. I usually use this one, page scroll to ID. I'm going to go out of my comfort zone in this tutorial and try something I haven't tested. And you never do that in a tutorial. But just to show you that you have all these options and sometimes you just come have a look at what's going on. Let's see what SERPMA Smooth Scroll will do. I'm going to click on Install Now, and I have absolutely no idea. Once it is installed, you click Activate. And there it says WordPress 6.2.2 is available. Please update now. So SERPMA Smooth Scroll appears here. And then there should be some settings for it somewhere. I wonder, we go to Tools. I don't see that. I'm not sure where that smooth scroll feature is. So it looks to me, it just brings it in by itself. Interesting. Let's refresh this WordPress so I can just have a look if I'm missing it somewhere. Tools, settings. Okay. I'm really messing around here. But let's go to the front end where we have our page and refresh and see if there's any SERPMA smooth scrolling going on. Click on services. And it does say it's a simple plugin, but this is exactly what we were looking for. Yeah, I shouldn't be doing this, but I just wanted to test something different. That's the smooth scroll that we've added. Now our page is scrolling smoothly, but our header doesn't look that good. You see, as I hover over it, it shows us blue. And let's see if we can do something like this demo where I hover over it. We have those lines. We add a little search icon, not that we need it. And we add some social media icons there at the top. Let's do that in the next chapter.